Right now in your Fast Track to 7, a disturbing story this morning out of Bemidji, Minnesota. We do want to warn you that details in this case are graphic. It's where one man is in jail and 11 people have been transferred to Border Patrol agents after allegations of a gang rape involving young girls. 22-year-old Oscar Luna is in the Beltrami County Jail on criminal sexual misconduct charges.
The investigation began when an 11-year-old girl told police that she and two other young girls were tied up and assaulted by 4 separate men. So far, Luna is the only one arrested for rape. Court documents allege that the 11-year-old told investigators that a woman told her she was taking her to a party, but when the girl got in the vehicle, someone placed a bag over her head, driving her somewhere. That girl claims the woman then forced her to drink alcohol before she and 2 other young girls were raped by the 4 men.
The girl says another victim later helped unite her, which then gave her a chance to escape, untie her, I should say. Police say they found a number of people inside this home on your screen where the incident is believed to have happened. 11 were handed over to the U.S. Border Patrol. However, no word on if those people are the suspects or the victims.
It's just horrendous to hear that stuff like that is happening close to where you are, and like this can happen to anyone, and the fact that it was an 11-year-old girl is just heartbreaking.
Another woman came forward telling us that she was proud of that young girl for having the courage to come forward, knowing exactly how difficult this all will be.
If you or someone you know is in danger of being trafficked, call the National Human Trafficking Hotline 888-373-7888, or you can text that info to 233-733. Now that line is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Bail now set at $5,000 for a Fort Ransom peace officer who's facing more than 3 dozen child pornography charges in Barnes County. Alexander Carlson is charged with 42 counts of possession of child porn. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children received a tip that someone uploaded files of suspected child porn on the app called Kik. That IP address was then traced back directly to Carlson. He's
accused of having photos and videos of child porn depicting children as young as 4 years old. Court records say he's employed as a park ranger at Fort Ransom State Park. A traffic stop near Mapleton, North Dakota this week turned into the arrest of an out-of-state murder suspect for the North Dakota Highway Patrol. Officials say 20-year-old Joseph Morrison had an active warrant for murder out of Des Moines, Washington.
During a search of that vehicle, troopers found a handgun hidden in the car. That gun was also modified so it could turn into a fully automatic weapon. Morrison's passenger also arrested for possession of a machine gun.
This morning, depending on where you are, waking up and looking out the window, you might see a few rain showers out there. Meteorologist Lisa Green tracking it all this morning. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, a risk for strong to severe storms. In fact, as we're watching some stronger storms approaching the valley right now, we're looking at the southern end of the valley, that North Dakota, South Dakota line area, and also back into west central Minnesota. 2 different clusters of thunderstorms moving through. Lots of lightning there. I'm removing the lightning data because it's covering up the radar. There's so much of it. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning that remains in effect until 7 a.m. So the next 9 minutes or so in parts of Brown County for some large hail. But then there's also this little thunderstorm or large thunderstorm here that's been crossing over the state line from South Dakota into North Dakota, specifically into Sargent County, where we may have some hail within the storm. It's moving to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour, and it may be producing half-inch diameter hail, some heavy downpours, some lightning with it, and some gusty winds. So it's moving toward the Havana area, Ransom area, the Foreman area, coming toward your direction as well. Anywhere in Sargent County, we're going to have some impacts from this. Not currently warned, but we have gotten a strong thunderstorm statement, and that just means that it is looking strong and it may become even stronger and become severe. So it's something that we are watching. There's also some development elsewhere too in the Lidgerwood area. You can see some cells starting to pop up. But again, tracking out that storm to the northeast with that hail detected in it. We're looking at this storm affecting places in Sargent County, southeastern North Dakota here as the morning goes along. It's moving to the northeast, not showing there, but moving northeast at 42 miles per hour. And so again, Havana, Foreman, Rutland, Ransom area impacted by this particular storm. So looking at our sky cam down in that direction along the state line, waiting to see if we see any thunderstorm development beyond that area. Elsewhere, it's quiet for the moment, but be prepared to have rain affect you and thunderstorms affect you at any given time this morning. Fargo's at 65 degrees. It's pretty warm out there. Grand Forks 57. bus stop. Want to hold off sending those kids out there if you've got an approaching storm this morning. Into the afternoon, looking at 70 degrees coming up. So we do see improvements, and I promised you that 11-day planner, so we're going to show that to you right now. The weekend is looking warm, upper 70s and into the low 80s coming up for the weekend as we're transitioning from September and into October. So some very summer-like weather happening here. Storms, some of which could be severe, and some warmth coming our way as well.
Wow.
Okay, thank you, Lisa.
Some Minnesota police departments now starting to send resource officers back into school grounds after a clarification of a new law that appeared to prohibit certain tactics used by officers.
Eagan and White Bear Lake Police will be the first to resume the program today. Moorhead, DGF, and East Grand Forks also pulled their SROs out this fall. No word, though, on if they will reinstate their programs.
Congress scrambling to avert a shutdown of the federal government happening this weekend, but things aren't looking good for a quick solution.
If they can't come up with that deal, the impact could be extensive for hundreds of thousands of people in North Dakota and Minnesota. Among the impacts, federal workers would be furloughed or forced to work for no pay. That includes the U.S. military and the reserves. Women, children, and babies will also lose access to supplemental food benefits under the WIC program. SNAP benefits would also stop.
The federal government would also stop processing small business and housing loans. Air travelers will also face delays and even maybe safety concerns. And those are just some of the impacts if Congress doesn't meet its October 1st deadline.
North Dakota state lawmakers are heading back to Bismarck for a special legislative session. This after the state Supreme Court struck down a major budget bill for the state government. The court says the bill was enacted unconstitutionally, which makes it void because it violates a provision of the state constitution saying that bills cannot address more than one subject. The court was asked to rule on the budget bill after the legislature added more lawmakers to the committee that oversees the retirement plan for public employees. In response, they struck down the entire bill. The legislature now has 30 days to respond to the court's decision. Lawmakers could reconvene using the 5 days remaining from its 80-day constitutional limit to meet every 2 years to pass new laws, or the governor could call a special session.
The Mall of America now looking to crack down on organized retail theft with a special task force. A new Minnesota law differentiates now between someone shoplifting a simple pair of socks and focuses on 2 or more people who are part of a theft enterprise stealing merchandise and reselling it on a marketplace. Police say organized retail crime also is involved in drug trafficking, human trafficking, firearms, and even gang activity. The National Retail Federation has now reported a 300% increase in theft just since 2019, and along with it, increased threats and violence toward employees and customers. This task force will come on the heels of Target also announcing the closure of 9 stores across the U.S., all because of this organized theft. In our consumer alert this morning, thousands of cantaloupes now being recalled because of a possible salmonella contamination.
The recall includes nearly 6,500 cases of the Eagle Produce's candy brand whole cantaloupe sold from September 5th through the 16th in 19 states. That includes North Dakota, South Dakota, and Minnesota. The products have the UPC number code of 4050. If you have one, do not eat it. You need to throw it away right away. Federal safety regulators also warning people to immediately stop using the 5-in-1 rocker bassinets because they may cause severe injuries to babies, including strangulation and suffocation. The rockers were sold online by Walmart and other retailers.
Congratulations to Sheila Peterson of Watcher Middle School in Bismarck. She is North Dakota's 2024 Teacher of the Year. It's her in that photo. She's in the middle there. She's a phys ed teacher and a coach who's been at Watcher since the year 2013. Peterson also helps students with reading as well as academic planning. Fargo PD, now the winner of this year's Battle of the Badges Blood Drive. Congratulations to them as well. They squared off on Wednesday against the fire department. It was a friendly competition to see who could earn the most donated blood.
The Red Cross says a total of 36 units of blood were collected from donors. It exceeded the goal that they had for that event. It's homecoming week in Moorhead. However, things will look a little different this time around. The high school is holding a farewell event to the current, soon-to-be old Moorhead High School.
Alumni and community members all invited to take a final tour of the current building tomorrow. It's happening from 10 a.m. to noon. The new high school will be opening up and debuting in January. A popular Moorhead restaurant ready for a new life in West Fargo. After serving customers at the Moorhead Center Mall for more than a decade, Thai Orchid now holding its grand reopening on Monday in West Fargo. The new location will be at 110 Main Avenue East.
Thai Orchid is one of several businesses that have closed or moved to make way for the redevelopment of the Moorhead Center Mall area. They were one of several businesses that also took a hit during construction on Center Avenue. We want to leave you this Friday morning with a little pick-me-up right here from the Pittsburgh Penguins hockey game last night. Check out this. A young fan right there, you see it happen. Penguin star Sidney Crosby throws the kid a puck on the way to the locker room.
Oh my gosh, he is in disbelief. So this happened during a preseason game with the Sabres, and there's no doubt this young man was ecstatic. We just saw him shaking there again to receive the souvenir from the NHL superstar. Wow.
Still can't close his mouth. It was open the whole time. Oh, cute story there.
He's like trying to take deep breaths too.
I know,
wow.
Can't get through it. Anyway, well, we hope you're that excited for this upcoming Friday. The Today Show at CBS Morning is just about to start.
Thank you all so much for waking up and joining us here on the Valley today. Take care, everybody. My name is Ashlyn Hill.
And I'm Jordan Schreier. Have a great day.